Greetings to everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the classification or categorization of LLS. First is strategy number one. Strategy number one is called the direct strategy. Direct strategy is divided into a few parts. First is the memory strategy. Under memory strategy, it is about applying images and sounds. First, we can use imagery, where it actually helps us to remember what has been heard or read in a new language. It is something like visualizing. Next is using keywords. Using keywords is where we combine the combination of sounds and images. Before we proceed to the next strategy under direct strategy, we need to know what is cognitive. Cognitive enables learners to understand and produce new language by many different means. Therefore, under cognitive strategy, it is practicing. First, we can do repeating by listening to native speakers of the language. When we listen to a native speaker speaking their language, we can actually imitate or learn how they pronounce the word or say certain things. Next, we can do recombining. It is where we construct a meaningful sentence or longer expressions. Besides, we should practice naturalistically, where we actually use the language for actual communication. Under cognitive strategy is also about analyzing and reasoning. We need to reason deductively, where we derive hypotheses about the meaning of what is heard. Next is analyzing expressions. It is where we break down a new word, phrase, or sentence into its component parts. We should also analyze contrastively. How? We need to determine the likenesses and differences. Translating is also important, where it is actually the basis for understanding what they hear or read in a new language. Other than that, we can do transferring. It actually facilitates knowledge of the target language. Creating structure for input and output still falls under the same strategy, where we can take notes, where it is also actually important for listening and reading. We also can do highlighting, and we should emphasize the major points in a dramatic way. We can use color pen, interesting marker pen, or how to take notes, or underline, and etc. Summarizing is where the structure of the new input we put it into a condensed and shorter version. Strategy number two, indirect strategies. We have talked about the direct strategies, and now let us discuss about the indirect strategies and how we are going to apply. Before that, we need to know what is metacognitive. Metacognitive falls under the category of indirect strategy, where it actually enables or allows learners to control their own cognition to coordinate the learning process by using functions such as centering, arranging, planning, and evaluation. Metacognitive, arranging and planning your learning. As we all know, it is really important for us to find out about the LLS first. It is about uncovering what is involved in language learning. We also need to set goals and objectives, setting aims for language learning, including the long-term and the short-term. Seeking practice opportunities. It involves seeking or creating opportunities to practice the new language in naturalistic situations. Evaluating your learning still falls under metacognitive strategy, where it involves self-monitoring. We are able to identify errors in understanding or producing the new language when we do the self-monitoring, while self-evaluating is like the reflection, evaluating one's own progress in the new language. Effective strategy is after the metacognitive strategy, where it involves or it contains of progressive relaxation. It is a technique of relaxing where we can actually do it or practice it by breathing deeply or meditating. It in fact calms us down. Music, listening to soothing music actually makes us feel more relaxed. And also, often that we hear that laughter is always the best medicine. Therefore, we can do this by watching funny movies, reading a humorous book, or listening to jokes, and etc. Encouraging yourself. Positive statements. Being a positive person is really important, but in this case, we can say or write positive statement to oneself to gain confidence. We also not need to be afraid of making mistakes. We need to know and we need to be able to dare to take risks, even though sometimes there's a chance of making mistakes and looking foolish. Last but not least, don't forget to reward yourself. Giving oneself a valuable reward for a particular good performance is not losing, and you want it's not an disadvantage. Instead, it will actually help you build your inner confidence when you actually reward yourself and appreciate yourself more for giving a particularly good performance. Therefore, I think these strategies are really important, as I myself have actually applied some of these strategies and it actually works. Alright, I think that is all about my explanation on classification or categorization of LLS. Thank you.